Hello, my name is Philip Totaro. I'm the founder and CEO of market research firm IntelStor. Welcome to your weekly dose of truth to power. Truth to Power examines data driven insights for the energy sector with a focus on renewables. On this week's episode, we'll dig into the local moratoriums being put in place that could block renewable energy projects from starting construction in light of the new PTC and ITC qualification criteria. A few episodes ago, I talked about the ongoing challenge which the renewable energy industry faces engaging in project development in an increasingly hostile political environment here in the USA. Specifically, the fact that counties, townships, and even some states have deliberately put roadblocks in place to prevent project development. More concerningly is the fact that this goes unchecked by our industry trade associations and lobby groups. They're too focused on the politics of Washington, D.C. to recognize that regardless of federal policy, we can't build projects when there's a moratorium at the state or local level. 15 years ago, we had more influential grassroots networks in the USA which could handle local opposition, but those have faced funding cuts or outright abandonment because contributors to lobby groups today only want them to focus on tax credits because it's how they generate extra revenue. In the meantime, the strategy to focus on preserving production tax credits and investment tax credits has well and truly backfired, and developers are now in an even bigger bind than they may think. The Sabin Center at Columbia Law School in New York released an update to their annual report cataloging the counties and townships in the USA which have moratoriums or other opposition against renewable energy project development. The report indicates that at the end of 2024, there are now 459 counties and municipalities across 44 states which had adopted severe local restrictions on siting of renewable projects. That's a 16% increase versus 2023. There are now 20 significant state-level restrictions on renewable energy project siting in 16 states. That's led to a total of 498 contested renewable energy projects in 49 states. While that alone is certainly cause for concern to the industry, there's actually an even larger issue here related to these moratoriums. Counties and townships have the power to block projects from starting physical construction with these moratoriums. That matters based on what I touched on a few weeks ago here on Truth to Power. The proposed changes to the start of construction requirements will likely require physical work on a project site to commence, in addition to the safe harbor requirement for power generation equipment in order to qualify for the production tax credits or investment tax credits. Now, whether a moratorium is put in place today for 1 year or the moratorium is adopted at the last minute prior to July 4th, 2026, it's going to have an impact on tax credits. While the current IRS rules for qualification of the production tax credits and investment tax credits allows for safe harbor to benefit from a 4-year window to actually get the project installed and commissioned, some counties, such as Crawford County in Arkansas, have adopted a 5-year moratorium. Something like that's going to necessarily preclude anything that's been safe harbored from getting built. And that duration excludes any project from being able to meet any kind of construction requirements necessary for the safe harbor which the developer claimed to serve as the basis for their tax credits once the IRS rules are changed. Under the likely changes to the IRS rules that I highlighted a few weeks ago, the start of construction qualification is likely to now combine the safe harbor requirement and the physical works requirements together. And if that occurs and the physical works are prevented from taking place due to a moratorium that's put in place after the IRS rules changes have been adopted, but before July 4th, 2026, projects will not be able to claim tax credits unless they had previously qualified with safe harbor under the old IRS rules. I'm certainly of the belief that there are folks in Washington that are going to be encouraging more of these moratoriums to be put in place due to their hostility towards the industry. Now, based on an analysis from IntelStor, there are a total of 14.5 gigawatts of projects which have safe harbored wind turbines already. These projects have quote unquote started construction through that safe harbor under the current IRS rules. But another 15.1 gigawatts of wind energy capacity is planned for installation, but the regulatory approvals have either not been fully initiated yet, not been fully granted, or projects have not yet undertaken any kind of formal physical construction. Of that 15.1 gigawatts of capacity, approximately 43% of it could face moratoriums from states, counties, or townships that already have a moratorium in place, or they are considering adopting one. If all of these projects were to get blocked, it would wipe out more than $20 billion of economic value in the United States. So the best option for project developers is to successfully safe harbor as many turbines as they can before the IRS rules are changed. Again, that's likely to happen formally by the end of the year. Once those rules are changed, a moratorium could be a death sentence for a project. Before I leave today, I just want to reiterate that onshore wind energy is a $500 billion contributor to the energy sector. Solar is over $300 billion, and energy storage is $65 billion, and all of them are growing, and all of them are jeopardized. Nationwide, wind and solar projects contribute about $3.5 billion annually in combined lease payments, as well as state and local taxes, more than a third of it going directly to rural landowners in the United States. So why is the government making it harder? Is it really because somebody put up some wind turbines next to a golf course in the UK? This administration needs to get a clue. You don't get to paint yourselves as pro-business when you actively destroy what has the potential to be a multi-trillion-dollar renewable energy industry by thinking that more expensive forms of power generation are still the best way to go. We won't let you stop this industry, and I'm going to make sure, through this show and through any means I have at my disposal, the American people are informed about who caused this economic devastation. Thank you for joining me this week. I'm Philip Totaro, and this has been your weekly dose of truth to power. Follow us on IntelStor's YouTube channel, as well as your favorite audio platforms. And visit www.intelstor.com to join more than 200,000 subscribers to our renewable energy data solutions. A full analysis of the renewable energy market in the United States is available to subscribers. And you can register today for the next Wind Summit event in Houston, Texas this October. Visit www.windsummit.org and join hundreds of your industry colleagues from companies like NextEra, EDPR, EDF, Pattern Energy, Clearway, Apex Clean Energy, and more. We hope to see you there.